Hey guys, it's Shannon from iHeartRadio Canada, joined by the wonderful Lennon Stella. Thank you so much for taking the time. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen you a few times throughout the pandemic, which has been really nice. And before that, we actually got to hang out in person, and that's when you saved my life, when a bee came into my hair. So
I'm your hero. Yes.
yeah, you are my hero. That's what I was getting at. Thank you so much. I feel like we've been through so much together.
No, we have. It's still a lot of ups and downs, but
But we're here. How do you feel like you've adjusted to like the new normal that is life right now?
I feel like I've adjusted surprisingly well. I'm such a homebody that I feel like for the first little while I was just like, oh, I love this. Like I love being able to have this as an excuse in a lot of ways to like not have to entertain and like see a bunch of people. And I feel like because my life for so long was just so go that I really like appreciated the first couple months of nothingness. But I'm definitely getting extremely antsy now, and I'm like definitely getting like way too dressed up to go to Kroger. It's like over the top. I'm like literally doing my hair and makeup for like prom to go to literally Trader Joe's. But I don't know. For the first little bit, I feel like it was really good for everyone mentally in a weird way. I know there's obviously so much negative that happened and so many jobs that were lost and all the crazy horribleness also. But I feel like everyone in my life that I talked to, everyone was like really benefiting from this like forced alone time to like really sit with yourself. So I feel like for the first little bit I was good, and now I'm like, okay, we learned our lessons. Like we know that now, like life is precious. Like we need to go now. So I'm definitely getting antsy.
Yeah, I can imagine. I feel like everybody has gone through like their stages of isolation, like what's making sourdough, like doing tie-dye. Do you feel like you've like gone through some stages? What have you done?
100%. I mean, at the very beginning was when my album was coming out. So at the very start, basically everyone was like chilling, and I was the most busy I've ever been in my life. And then when the album kind of came out, and when I like after it was released, and like I guess a couple weeks after that, I kind of was like, okay, this is probably going to be the first and last time in my life that I'm going to have this much of a chill time and downtime and not feel like guilty, like I should be doing something. So I really wanted to like take advantage of that. So I basically just told everyone involved that I really wanted to take a second to just exist and be a human and just take this time and take advantage of it. So that was like the first couple months. And then I guess 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, started like diving back into writing, did like a writing trip and just writing with some of my favorite, like really only like 3 people. It's kind of weird just feeling it out as the world is opening back up and like trying to navigate when it's okay to actually open back up. So yeah, I've just been a little bit of writing, but definitely stages as far as like wanting to like cook a gourmet meal every night versus like going and getting like Pizza Hut. It's so different. Like I just feel like everyone has gone through the thing of like organizing every closet in the house to like destroying it again. And we just got to let ourselves go through like the ebbs and flows, you know?
Totally. Do you find like COVID has made it hard to be productive and be creative? Has it taken a toll on that, or do you feel like maybe the opposite?
I feel like at the beginning I was very much uninspired, like not feeling super creative and just kind of feeling a little bit like not in that headspace, and also not wanting to put myself in that headspace because I'd been there for so long. So at the beginning I was like trying to explore creative, outlets in different ways, like designing my house and like just other things that I wouldn't otherwise get to be creative in that aspect, So doing a lot of other things. And then very randomly, like about probably like a month and a half ago is when I started getting really like musically inspired again and just started writing with people I know and trust and getting COVID tests before them and all the things that, are involved in that. But then I started getting like very much like this pent up feeling that I hadn't been creating like musically for a while. Definitely was a very much needed inspiration that I haven't had for a long time.
Yeah. It's got to be nice to like kind of take a break in that too and then like revisit it, right?
Yeah, 100%. It like changed everything for sure.
Yeah, that's so nice. So you mentioned like working on your house. You recently just moved. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's so sweet. Do you have goats now? Why do I keep seeing goats?
I have 2 goats. Okay. I do have 2 goats. They're so cute. I think I'm going to get 2 more because I'm feeling like they're bored. So I'm going to have 4 goats very soon.
I love it. So singer, goat owner, all of that. You have such a good style, which is amazing. I love to see it. But then you also have like such a good eye for like interior design. Your house is so beautiful.
So fun. I like really really enjoy it, like more than I should at age 21. I think it's so fun. And I feel like it's just nice to like be creative in a different way, because I feel like when I start getting in a pattern of like being critical of myself, like musically, or even when I like just listening to music, all I hear is like the production or like the vocal treatment or whatever it is, like even just listening to other artists, like I start like breaking it down in my head. And it starts to feel like just a little bit less freeing and like what it should feel like. So still being creative in a different way, like literally interior design, I'm having so much fun with it. And I think it's so fun. And just like getting inspired by other photos, like on Pinterest, I will sit for a disturbing amount of hours just like looking at photos of couches. And my sister's like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I love it. That's why I feel like when I see like your Instagram stories and things like that. Do you own a cloud couch? Do you have one?
It's not the cloud. It's
not
it looks like it. It looks a lot like it. Yeah, it's huge. I love it so much. It's my favorite.
It looks so comfortable. I was like, I need to buy that exact couch, whatever that is. That looks amazing.
So great.
Yeah. You were talking about like picking apart like music and production and things like that. Do you find it's like hard sometimes to enjoy music if you're like, because you know so much into what goes into it that it's like you just pick apart a song rather than actually just listening to it? Or does it make you appreciate it more?
It's 50-50. I think if there's something that I listen to that that I think is like so just mind-blowingly amazing, then it makes me appreciate it so much because I know how much was done to get it to that point, you know. Yeah. But there's definitely like newer music I find is harder for me to like listen to and enjoy, especially when it's like really pop stuff. I can like hear the formula, which it makes it harder to like enjoy. It's the same thing when like being on the set of a show for 6 years and then watching a movie. Like scary movies aren't scary because I just imagine all the people in the room. Like it just kind of like when you're behind the scenes of it, it takes away a little bit, but at the same time, it makes so much like older music that's like not from this time when they didn't have like technology. I'm like mind blown. It makes me appreciate that so much more for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of older music, I have not stopped listening to the cover that you and Kevin Garrett did of Every Time You Go Away. Why did you decide on that song? How did you and Kevin get together? Tell me everything.
Yeah. So my parents used to cover that song together. My parents did like every Tuesday night or something, did like an open mic night in Canada. And they just had all the amazing covers. And when we were talking about doing a cover song together, my mom had like suggested just a bunch of them. And that was one that they did together when I was little. So I've always had a connection to that song. I love it so much. And obviously just such a big Kevin fan. And I just love what he does musically so much. I'm such a fan that it was cool to be able to do it virtually because typically I'm in the room and like very much putting my 2 cents in. It's like a collaborative thing where I just told him everything I love that he did, like the things I specifically love. And he just sent me back the piano and I was like, yes. So we just kind of did it like that versus like me being in the room kind of like micromanaging everything, which is typically what I do. So it was cool to have it like that. And it made me feel just like really honored to be a part of it because I'm genuinely such a fan of him.
Yeah. And your voices just like go so well together. It's insane.
Oh, thanks.
Hopefully it's not the end of you and Kevin. Maybe we'll get some more.
Oh, I'm so down to do all the songs with him.
Crazy. Okay, so you're an artist ambassador for emerging artists for RBCX Music. How's your experience been with all of that?
It's been so cool. I think, like I've been talking about, like right now is such a weird time just in general and for everyone's industry in so many different ways. Like everyone's trying to kind of find the new normal and find the new way to get comfy. And especially in the music industry, I think when you're trying to get yourself out there, it's such a hard thing because it takes away the live shows, it takes away like the open mic nights and all those things. And on top of that, everyone on the planet is like being shoved down your throat right now. Like every celebrity, everyone's on live, everyone's doing live shows or like, you know, virtual shows. And I think it just makes it hard for like emerging artists, like new and up and coming artists to like really peek through. And I think it's just really cool. Everything that RBCX Music is like doing to like shine a light on that and them and kind of give them a voice.
Yeah. And that's so nice that you can be a part of it too and help out.
Yeah, really cool. And Canadian, obviously I love my Canadians.
Gotta love it. Yeah. Also, this has been a big year for you because you won a Juno. That's insane for Breakthrough Artist of the Year. How does that feel?
So wild. That was so wild. It was so crazy because I was actually in New York, like on my way to Juno's when Corona happened. Like obviously it was happening a bit before that.
Yeah.
But like when that canceled,
right? Because I remember and she was like, yeah, I flew in, and then that night they like sent us back.
Exactly. It was literally that was the exact moment. So everyone was ready. I had all my outfits, my hair and makeup. Everyone was so amped, and we're literally in New York, like hopping on the flight the next morning. We kind of like briefly talked about it. My mom and my sister and my boyfriend were driving from Nashville all the way there, and they were like midway there. Luckily, actually, like didn't cross the border yet. That was the big concern, because if they crossed, then like they wouldn't be able to get back in. Anyways, this is a whole big thing. But basically, like when we were in New York, like, about to fly in the morning, we had thought, we're like, I wonder if this is still going to be going on, because like everything was getting canceled, and literally it got canceled, and we were so upset. So it was so cool, and so like just a representation of this year that I literally celebrated it on my couch with my PJs and popcorn with my mom and my sister and my boyfriend. So it was very different, but also it was cool that it was like the beginning and the end of quarantine.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it too. Can we talk about your super attractive boyfriend? He's like,
it's such a dream.
Yeah.
Such a dream.
How did you guys meet?
We met in LA. Mm-hmm. He's from Faroe Islands, like Denmark. So he's lived in LA for the last little while, and met in LA. And then he basically, after like a couple months, I was on tour, and I was doing the Chainsmokers tour, and then I did my Europe tour. And he's a model, so he travels so much, so he was only able like to come for like bits and pieces. And then basically after tour, he was like, should I move in? I was like, yeah. So he came to Nashville. So now he just puts around Nashville with me.
Nice. That's going to be nice with COVID then. You guys can just like slow down and spend more time together.
Yeah, it's been really nice. It's been like so interesting navigating like living with somebody, and also just the weight of the world. Like it's such a crazy time that my mom keeps saying, like, if you guys got through this, like the what you guys are capable of is so amazing. And yeah, it's really cool. I think it's trying on a lot of relationships and friendships, and everyone who's in a household together is feeling it differently. So I'm lucky, and so it was really cool how amazing it was for us, actually.
Yeah, that's nice that it worked out. That's good. Yeah. I feel like quarantine can either like make or break you. So I'm glad to see that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh my gosh, the amount of people I know that is so sad. All the divorces and all the separations, and it's just what it does is just brings whatever's under the rug to the surface. And I'm so grateful that everything that was under it was only good things, and we just got so much closer. And I feel like it like did the good thing for us. But it's so crazy what this time can do to so many people, and it's literally a make or break situation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I know it makes sense though. Like it's such a tough year, and then to go through that while also like trying to work from home with a partner and all of that, it just
like it's a lot. It's a
recipe for disaster for sure. You just discovered reaction videos on YouTube. Did you not know that this was a thing before?
I've never watched one before. I never knew that people had them for me, but I've seen them like little clips on like Twitter or whatever from like someone else, like watching someone else's video for the first time. And I've never even like considered that people would do them for me. And someone tagged me on Twitter, and I literally, this is why I got so emotional last night. I was sobbing my face off, because when I saw his face like this, I got so sad and so insecure, and I was like, I'm so scared to watch this. Like, what is a reaction video to my music and be like, and especially the song? And I don't know, I like got so in my head about it, because it can be so weird, like putting an album out and then just like sitting alone and not like having anyone to bounce off of. I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared to watch this video. And it just was like the most beautiful, like honest reaction to the song. And then it got me on just a roll of like watching every reaction video to everything I've ever done. And I was just so re-inspired. It felt like the closest I've felt so far to like playing a live show. Because even when I'm doing like live streams and stuff, I don't see people or like feel them at all. I'm just like reading their comments. So it's very, very, very cool to like watch what happens when someone hears it for the first time. Like that's such a rare thing to get to do, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good concept too. And I can see that with like not having that face-to-face anymore. It's good to it's
weird. It's so strange.
I'm just glad it's good that we have the internet at least.
Oh my God. I literally like, that's just the most brilliant idea. Like to watch someone, it's so fulfilling because you work so hard and you put it out and then it's like out there and then you're like, okay, cool, now it's out there, and you don't know like what, you know, words like over text like only mean so much. Obviously I love it, but getting to like watch a true like thing where I can like see that it's like touching someone and like they're telling me that it's touching them is a whole other experience.
There you go. That's good for anyone watching too. If they want you to see them, they just have to make a reaction video.
I will watch every last one of them from here on out.
Amazing. Lennon, thank you so much for taking the time. Always good to see you. Always feels like we're just hanging out. So it's good.
Oh, you're the best. Canadian. Yeah. I always love them.
Awesome. Thanks.